Welcome to Driving Immersion. In this episode, we are racing in Formula One, but we are racing in the Formula 2 League, and here we go. So I actually have a very good start here. I usually get swamped just dropping the clutch in the F2. I do have a couple of cars that get ahead of me, a little bumping there. And we get past turns 1 and 2 and 3. Losing only one spot. And I get back into first place after starting in pole. But in this league, I usually get swamped when the lights go out. So happy to still be contending in the lead here. So let's take a look at the start once again. And I'm driving as Juan Manuel Correa, the only American driver in the Formula 2 League for 2019, and that is the predominantly white number 12 that you see there. And you can see that the two cars get ahead of me there. Into turn 1, a little bumping. So here at the start, the car is still very heavy, and you can feel it in the driving. You can see that I'm skidding through most of the braking zones just because the car is too heavy. And in the Formula 2 League, the fuel load is pretty much standard. I can't do anything to change it, to add more fuel or reduce the fuel upon the start of the race. So here I am again back in the first place, and I have the number 9 and number 5, I believe, in second and third. And I did have pole position, so I should have a relatively fast lap compared to most other cars. But this is a full race of 37 laps, and that's kind of where the difference is, in that this is a full race instead of just a 5 or 10 lap race. So your mistakes kind of not just multiply, but they do add up, and it will have a consequence on your final of the race. So I'm pulling away a little bit here. Again, I have the fastest time, being that it was pole position, so the car is actually set up pretty well, and it's pretty capable of going fast in comparison to the others. The rest of the field is still kind of bunched up. Getting a couple of seconds now in front of everyone. this is fourth place here, and I believe that is, I think the name is Set the Camera. There's my car up ahead, just disappearing in the distance ahead of these two that are directly ahead of us now, and we are watching for a pass, going into turn 1. Still working? Okay. Got it done. Still locking it up there on the heavy braking. Another lock up ahead and a slide. So I am out of the lead. Let's have a look at that again. Heavy braking the car is still full of fuel, and I just brake too hard and spin, so I have about 4 cars ahead of me now, 5, 6. But again, it's still a long race, 37 laps, so let's see what we can do. Now, unlike Project Cars 2, Formula 1 2019 actually will reward you for doing good, consistent laps, but you also have to be fast. With Project Cars 2, all you need to do is to be very consistent, and you can see that you are making gains almost right away. So I regained 6th place here. Still in the train, so chances are still good. But I will have to start passing these cars soon, as the lead car is kind of getting away a couple of car lengths now. He's already out of our sight, coming through the last turn. So lap 5, DRS is activated. You can see the car ahead of me, the rear wing is opened or lifted so that air is allowed to pass through, creating less drag. And it gives him a little bit of boost in speed and power, not having to fight so much drag. I'm here on the outside, and for the moment I make it stick. Got it done. very tricky through there. That left-hander is actually a bump, and it is also off camber, so if you are in the wrong spot coming through there, it will push you off to the right. Thankfully it's in the slow section so that you're able to regain your composure for this long straight. And you can see there that I'm getting kind of a toe, and I'm going to be able to outbrake the red and white car and move up. So now we are in 4th place. Very tricky right turn there. At first it's a level turn, but in the very middle, right where you're about to hit the apex, it is a little bit off camber, but it comes back, so you just have to slow the car enough as you hit the apex, and the turn will come back to you. Here we are in another DRS zone, the second one of the course, coming to the slowest corner. Some of the cars don't actually go down to first gear. I like to go down to first gear as it gives me a little bit more grip in the front tires as I downshift. However, it does take time. If I could find a way to avoid it without that downshift and without that extra grip in the front tires, I would do it, but right now it's working for me. And I learned on the last turn on the right there, right before the straight here, that if you come out a little later, you can come out a little bit straighter and accelerate harder than the other cars. So I found a little advantage there for a little while. So here we are now in 3rd place. You can see that 1st place is getting away. So it's a little bit more urgent now that I get past 2nd place. There's not much passing in the infield here. It's kind of narrow and tight to get around, so just waiting until we get onto the straight, making sure that I am placing my car correctly. Oh, I outbrake him, but I outbrake myself, and you can see here that 2 cars get ahead of me. So I'm back in 4th place. Here on the long straight, I have my DRS activated, but so does he in front of me, so my advantage is to just outbrake him here, and I get that done again. Probably one of the easiest places to pass on this track. At this point, I'm just staying behind, driving conservatively, seeing where his car and my car have differences in performance, so that I can pick out a part of the track where I have an advantage over him and get by him. It's not just waiting for the straights. There are actually a couple of turns or curves that if you are setting it up, you can actually get around the car in front of you. Very slow through here. I have to get down to first gear just to put some weight on the front tires. A lot of tire spin coming out. And I should have my DRS activated. Yep. No, I didn't get fast enough on the long straight to get around him or even poke my nose in there. There we are. Let's get your nose in. Hopefully it doesn't pass us on the right. So we get that done. And we are in second place. So we just passed up 6 cars here, so I'm going to take a minute to let my tires cool down and figure out how the car is getting on. You can see I just locked up the left front there under heavy braking. So on the long straight there, you can see that I am able to get a couple of car lengths ahead. So here we are now on lap 10. Our pit stop is designated at lap 13. So after 10 laps, the tires are actually getting worn, and I would be making a lot of headway to the car ahead, but again, my tires are starting to get worn, and I am feeling that they're not doing as much to grip in the turns. So if I keep going as hard, I will start to make mistakes. And if you know that your tires are going away, you kind of have to slow down and figure out where you have to lose time and keep time and stay ahead. Okay, lap 11 now. We've got a couple of laps where we've got to at least maintain our position here. If we can't see that we are catching up, then yes, we're just going to have to maintain this position. We can look forward to the upcoming pit stop to see if there's any improvements in drivability. We will be going to the white tires, which are the hard tires, and they are mandatory for this race, so we can't quite get away from it. This race, being 37 laps, actually only requires one tire change for the mandatory, but these reds, they will be gone at the end of lap 13. You can see there that I am getting a little ways closer to the car ahead. but I can't quite accelerate out of the corner there as soon as I wanted to, just because there's less grip in the tires. And I'm locking up through here, the slow part. Thankfully there's not too much consequence for that, or those mistakes. Slowly but meticulously downshifting. Can't downshift too fast or else the car will just spin. There's proof again that the tires are going away. I had to back off there in the middle of the turn, and here I'm actually going slow. Braking early. And while the number 6 is getting away ahead of me, I am actually gaining space with the car behind me, so that's good for right now, but all it takes is one mistake and he'll be right up under the wing. There we are, a little bit slow on that right-hander. And you can see that he got a little bit close, but again, I am able to jump out of the exit and gain a little space. Really fighting the grip now ahead there, and you can see that I've had to crawl through that right hand turn, but so did the car behind me, as we are both on the same tires. A little more locking up on the left-hander. Well, now that I'm able to actually see the race from the seat of the other cars, I can see that they're actually having to slow down just as well with the aging and wearing tires. This car is also on the red, or the super softs, as I am ahead. Very tricky through there. Oh, here we are coming into the pits. And he is following my lead, so he'll be coming out just as I come out, if everything goes right. So here I am, and this is just before we come into the pits, and again, the number 6 behind us will come in at the same time. I believe he's number 6. Number 5. And again, I am number 12 in the mostly white car. So he is right on it. Fortunately, there's no passing in the pit lane, so we are going to do a full tire change. Again, going onto the hard tires, which are the mandatory set for the race. There there we are. Number 5 is again right behind me, so the timing was excellent. So now that we are on the hard tires, there's going to be a couple of laps where we are getting accustomed to what they can and what they can't do. At this point, since they are new tires, they are actually able to grip better than the super soft tires that we just took off because those were worn. However, even while these are new and while they wear, they will always have less grip than a new set of super softs or a new set of red tires. But it's the same for everyone. So there I had to brake super early, and you can see that it took all of that time just to get the car down to speed to make that very sharp left-hander. Again, that's me ahead, and you can see that I'm doing a lot of locking up. Now the number 5 behind me should have the DRS, so you can see here that he's going to start almost coming over. Nope, not fast enough. Now I have a car in front of me. And this race is for the lead. Oh, a little bumping here. Yeah, he just tried to come in, and I was already there. Still there. Still some bumping going on. Here we are. Shoulder to shoulder. So after 16 laps, we are back in second place. But right now, first place is actually out of sight. Might be able to see him here at the end of this straight. There he is, making a left. So he's actually gained a lot of time. So right now I don't know exactly what the time difference is between his car and my car, but it's about as close as we ever got in the race. He was actually able to take off ahead quite well, and here I'm still working with the hard tires, just trying to figure out when they will give. And they're just not as grippy as the red tires, so it comes to a point where you're just not getting around as fast as the red tires or the super softs. By the look of it, you might actually say that I'm holding up a train, but here in the straights, I'm actually able to get a good distance considering they have the DRS, and I'm actually able to keep that distance until the first turn. So right now I'm going satisfyingly fast. At least fast enough that I can stay ahead. So let's go down the field, and oh, number 4 is pretty close. Going through the very slow section here, and I've lost a lot of time. Let's see if he can make something of it. So we got just a couple of turns before the long straight, and we'll see if he can come up and get away. Now, I don't have anybody in front of me, at least within 1 second, so I can't activate the DRS wing. He is able to deactivate the DRS wing, and I'm curious to see how fast he's going to be able to go at the end of the straight. He has a short look, but not enough time. This car here, the number 11, is actually our teammate, so he is a ways behind. There's actually quite a few cars in between us. And when you're not doing well, your only competition is your teammate. At least he's got the same car as you do. If you are doing well, then he will be out of sight and far behind. As we can see, he is in 16th place, and we are in second, so again, we're doing well. So here we are in the seat of one of the pink cars. I can't quite remember the name of the team now, but you can see there that upon exit there are ginger as we are on the power, so that we don't push out or go for a spin. Now he does have 3 cars right behind him waiting to race. There he is in the pink car. Again, number 11 is my teammate. I am number 12. I believe I'm actually the similar looking car, but with the fluorescent accents on the T-cam and the mirrors. And I am ahead of this group. Here we are in the number 6. This is the car that's in the lead. And you can see that with my car being second, that he has pulled a pretty good distance. I'm not even in the picture yet as he comes through the turns, so he is that much faster. Let's see if I can get in the background here. Nope. So the driver here for the number 6 is Nicholas Latifi. Again, he is in the lead at this point, and it's 22 laps of 37. So here we are, second place. It is the only race in town right now. Everybody else is just riding the train. So every now and then I make very small fractional mistakes, and you can see that because of those mistakes, that the number 4 of the car behind me is actually able to make a little bit of headway towards getting up to me and perhaps getting by. He is able to activate his DRS, but again, I am able to take off a little bit sooner coming out, so I can keep my lead ahead of him. And here, this is where you most worry, because again, the long straight is coming. So if he's got DRS and he is actually pretty close, he will definitely get by you. There's Really not much you can do to stop him. Obviously you can't block him. You have to give him enough space to get by if he's able to. But he doesn't have quite the space to do it. So I am back holding my place in second. So we're going to sit in the other seats and see if we can see a mistake coming on. Very slow left-hander there, and I go all the way down to first gear. There I am. I go all the way into the dirt. Number 4, I believe. No, it's not number 4, but he's actually able to pass me. I've got one shot to get back right under his wing. Here I go. Still pretty close. I'm looking around the outside. Not enough. Not enough. Back on the outside again. Oops. Sorry, wrong button. So they are getting ever so close. The race is kind of wearing on here, and I'm starting to feel wear and tear on my hard tires or medium tires, the white tires. So here we are again coming onto the straight, and you can see that they're in range, so that if they activate their DRS, they should be able to get up right underneath my wing. Not enough there. still in the fight for second place. You can see here that I don't really have much of an advantage. I have a group of cars that will pass me the second that I make a mistake. Did a little weaving there just to keep him out of the draft, and it seems to have kept him back for now. He did have the DRS open, and obviously I don't have DRS available to me at the moment. So here is first place just getting on, and that is his lead. I'm not even in the picture yet, and I'm in second place, so he's gotten away. While I was driving, I was thinking that perhaps he would do a two-stop race, but you can see there that he's got the mandatory tires on already, so he is on the same strategy as I am. And it will be unlikely that I will be able to make up that difference. I believe it was 18 seconds at this point, and it went up as high as 22 seconds ahead. So he was going very fast. Here we are again. He's got his DRS activated, and I'm trying to stay out of line so he can't get a tow, and you can see there that it worked just a little bit. Very slowly but gingerly through there, and you can see that I am struggling with the car, or at least beginning to. I have to basically get it slowed down so much more just to be able to make the tight turns there where downforce is very minimal. Again, trying to break the toe. Still in tow. really struggling now, just trying to keep grip, and the cars behind are getting ever closer. I momentarily get a good takeoff here, and you can see that I get a little space behind me. But again, both cars behind me have their DRS activated, so they're able to get right back in the game, right back in the race. And right now they are wheel to wheel. So my car actually handles pretty well, but again, with these hard tires, the white stripe tires, they actually don't have a lot of grip in the slower sections where there's very little downforce being forced onto the car, just because we're not going fast enough. And through the twisties here, you can see that they get pretty close, close enough to get by if I, have a simple misstep here. Right up to my wing. One more turn, and we go on to the long straights. I do get a little bit of a jump. Now he's got his DRS activated, so he should be driving up relatively quick pretty soon. There we go. He's not very aggressive. Meanwhile, here's first place. No other car in sight. Here's last place. He's actually getting kind of far behind. I wonder if he's had a failure of some sort. And my teammate, I believe he is third or fourth from last. So I will do well finishing this race. Just moving on up the order here. Now here's the group that is, again, waiting right behind me just to get by if I make a simple mistake or fall off track. This car is in 9th place. And as we are about to pull out of the long turn there, you can see that my car is the first in line, again, predominantly white. And then partly blue with a red stripe, number 12. With just 5 more laps to go, I make a very critical mistake there and lose the rear end. However, I keep them behind me, and I basically control when they shoot out of that final right-hander. So I was able to momentarily able to slow them down coming out. So I'm keeping my lead here. Again, with no DRS, as there's no one in front of me, they should be able to pass me quite easily if they are within range, but for some reason, coming out of the last turn, I get a very good jump. So there, the number 16 is actually able to have a look inside. A couple more tight turns here, and then I can take off again. There I go. Now he's got his DRS activated, and you can see that he will be traveling faster. And it's 3 wide down the straight. I believe at this point we had a virtual safety car, and that's why you see the immediate slowdown. And because it is a virtual safety car, you don't actually see the safety car come out. During the replay, we are unable to show the timing used for the virtual safety car, but you have to stay within a certain amount of time from the car ahead of you as they slow down. So you have to stay within that range, and again, if you go faster than that range, you will be penalized. Here we are, it turns green, and he's got a good look. I skid through and push him out. Let's have a look again. So coming out of the last right-hander, he's actually pretty close. So not only does he have DRS, but he's actually in good tow right now. So he's got at least 10 miles per hour faster than me. Braking hard, brake a little bit harder than he does, and able to keep him outside of the right-hander. So for another lap, I'm able to keep my place. Again, we are second on this 37 lap race here in Barcelona. Very slow through here, and the number 5 is right on my wing. And again, through these twisty parts, I'm not able to get a distance from the car behind me, so I will be fighting another car coming down the long straight. It's actually very possible, as you can see how close they are to each other, that I may get swamped by 2 or 3, maybe 4 cars. So here we go. I actually get a good jump. Just 2 or 3 cars ahead, and you can see that he is making way. But he runs out of space, and I keep him behind for another lap along with everyone else. So the penultimate lap. I still have quite a challenge keeping those cars behind me. A little wide through there. Let's see if you can see that again. Very late braking, and he's able to come in a little bit, but I put my car right at the apex, and again he's around my left. Sliding out there, right under my wing, but again, for some reason I'm able to take off fairly well, better than most out of the last right-hander, and that allows me to keep my advantage here in the straight. He's got a run on me, but I have the inside, and I keep it. So here we are on the last lap. I just have to keep all of these cars behind me and not make a mistake, keep my car on the track. The worst thing that can happen right now is a spin. Very late braking there, locking up the left front. I still have quite a lot of cars just underneath my rear wing, and if I don't have the advantage of taking off or taking out of shooting out of the last right-hander here, they will be able to catch me by the time we reach the start-finish line. Here we are on the last straight. Nope, not showing any advantage, so I'm able to actually get away. And there we are. Second place at Barcelona in the F2 2019 season. Here are some highlights of the race. Again, if you had sat through the whole race, Thanks for stopping by. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe here on YouTube. Driving Immersion is actually also available on Facebook and Twitch as Driving Immersion, so look for us there as well. So that's going to do it for this episode. Again, we welcome your comments. If you like the video, click like and subscribe here on YouTube. Until next time.